All right, Jules, it's time to talk Cristiano. Because it's rare that he goes out and takes to social media with a long post. And he's been linked to Real Madrid. The story comes from a TV. I just want to go through the back of it.
You have to explain.
Yes. All right, so Cristiano has a year left on his contract at Juventus. He earns close to $80 million a year, and he has an amortization, for accounting fans, of around 30 million or 26 million, right? He's got a year left. Juventus have lost in excess of 300 million over the last 2 years, partly because of the pandemic, partly because of bad choices. And they've said, all right, Cristiano, what do we do with you now? We're happy for you to stay, but if you wanted to go, maybe. They'd want a fee back.
They want the 25 million.
They want the 25 million back. So El Chiringuito is a TV show in Spain, which is super successful. Some people don't take it very seriously. They're the ones who interviewed Florentino, that softball question.
Some say it's a bit trash sometimes.
It's a bit showbiz. However, the guy who broke the news on El Chiringuito is a guy named Edu Aguirre. Edu, if you're watching, hola Edu.
Hola.
Edu Aguirre, whatever you think of him, is a guy who is very close to Cristiano.
Yeah.
He's a bit, in my opinion, don't take this wrong, Edu, slightly unusual in the sense that he kind of looks like Cristiano.
Yeah, he models himself on Cristiano.
He models himself. I think it's fair. I don't think you would take a...
No.
I don't think you would dispute that. If you go to his Instagram feed, which is Edu Aguirre 7, there you go, Edu, I got you some more followers. You find pictures of him and Cristiano. The most recent one, a month ago. Obviously, both have their shirts off. It looks like they're in a holiday location. But there's many, the two of them playing tennis, the two of them cuddling, the two of them, whatever, right? So he's obviously very, very close to Cristiano. So he comes out and he says that Carlo Ancelotti is in touch with Cristiano and he's trying to get Cristiano back to Real Madrid. Okay? So that comes out on Monday night.
And he stole the whole mise en scène as well. So he was like at midnight and he was looking down the camera and saying, there's a big club who wants Cristiano, a manager.
Exactly.
And it's Carlo Ancelotti. And you were like...
If you can go on YouTube and check this out. I mean, these guys know how to do the build-up, right? So Ancelotti makes the unusual step.
It is unusual for him.
He goes out on Twitter and says, maximum respect for Cristiano, Real Madrid legend, but
no.
I never had any plans. I've never had plans to sign him for Real Madrid. Now, Georgina, who is Cristiano's partner, she reacts to that tweet with a ha 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 below, which I don't really know what it means. Are you implying that Carlo's lying? Are you laughing at the notion that Cristiano could leave Juve because it's all nonsense? And then that evening, Cristiano comes out with his long post, which you can read. It's on his Instagram account.
Very long.
Where, people in Italy get annoyed because he doesn't mention Juventus once.
No.
He basically says... he lets his actions speak louder than words. He's focused on work, and nobody would dispute that. He's one of the hardest working people in the world. But he says that he doesn't like it when people speculate on his name.
To respect him.
Respect him, right? And he makes reference to the most recent events in Spain and other events and people not going to try to find out the truth. So my reaction to this is social media is supposed to be unfiltered, the voice of the player. I don't understand what he's saying. No, I don't.
I mean, the statement was not very clear either, to be honest. So either he wanted to put himself back into the limelight, which is very possible.
What, because the little man from Argentina, from Rosario, has been in the limelight for the last 3 weeks?
Or maybe Edu Aguirre went on his own on this one.
He went rogue?
And Cristiano really was unhappy, and really there's not much truth in it. I don't know. What we know is that Uncle George has tried to speak to clubs. Hey, do you want Cristiano at City? Do you want Cristiano in Paris? Do you want Cristiano? And maybe he's had that kind of conversation with Real Madrid, but not to the point of Carlo Ancelotti wants to sign him again. That was proper, like, full on from El Chiringuito and Edu Aguirre.
Yeah, and what's difficult for me to understand here is what does Cristiano want? Because the interpretation that they've taken at Juventus is, look, he doesn't want to be, he feels he's being disrespected because he's being seen as a burden. Because, people around Juve are saying, oh, maybe it's time to move on from Cristiano because you can't extend his contract anyway.
And because he's failed, let's be honest. The league, okay, they won the league his first 2 seasons, not the last one. The Champions League, he was brought in not for Serie A.
I would agree with you there. That depends on where you set the bar of success versus failure. I think it's a great talk to have, and we're going to do just that on the Gavin Jules podcast.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.